Hello, it is time to start prepare your Gauntlet build now, because by end of July there's about 2 to 3 weeks from now, so there will be release of the Gauntlet, so you can start your preparations of your gear tunings and prepare your Innerway from now. And you can start tuning and relays to carry forward to the next seasons, and also prepare some Innerways to tier 6. So this video I will show you everything that you need to prepare to. So when the Gauntlet release, you'll get the maximum advantage by starting early on your preparation. So let's go. So in this video, I will show you the perfect build for Gauntlet. So this is based on the China top players. So this guy is 10 times rank 1 in winning the both trial competition in China server. And he's also the Win Smith mathematics expert, creating his multiple spreadsheet for various build calculations. So this is a trusted information. So Gauntlet martial art, also known as 破竹鸢. So this direct translate to English will be looks like bamboo cut, kite, or bamboo cut, hawk, or eagle. So it depends on how the translations. So the translations will be just my guessings from the chat GPT. So the pros of this build is that it is super easy to use. It is a low skill build with high damage and very high DPS like your handlet. And the cost is that the damage range is too large and it is quite inconsistent in the damage. The damage can be up and down and varies from more than 30%. So the main weapons will be the Gauntlet, and the secondary weapons will be the Tianji rope. So it is a rope. So the rope will be your buff. So it is like your twin blade and the rope dart. So this is more like the rope dart for your secondary skill. It is for your buff only. So look at this one. This is the martial art for the Gauntlet. So this looks very nice, right? So then this is the martial art. And this is the special skill for your Gauntlet. So look at this one. So this is the very nice special skills that everyone is waiting for the Gauntlet. So the next one is the heavy attacks animations for the Gauntlet. So there is some animations on the cameras. So this is super nice animations. Then for the Innerway, there's 3 mandatory Innerways. The first is the Moral Chance. The second one is direct translate. It sounds like soaring skyward. So it is a martial art specific Innerway also. So you must use this one. So this will be released later will be a new Innerway. So the third one mandatory is a Heaven Seizing Stance. So this is also martial art bow that will be released later. So you can ready 2 tier 6 Innerway. So later when the new Innerway release, you can immediately convert your tier 6 Innerway to these 2 new Innerway. And one more slot is for optional Innerway. So good news is this build is using breaking point. So this is the currently available Innerway you can start prepare now. So the breaking point will increase the overall damage output for this build. Then the second optional Innerway is 3-fold Insight, which is the new Innerway will be released later. So this is recommended to stabilize the damage output and reduce the damage fluctuations. So for the gear set, it is likely to be at the breakthrough tier 100 gear. So for the gear tunings, you can relay your gear from 95 to tier 100 later using relay stone for your Gauntlet use. So it is time to start your tuning now. So the start requirement for this Gauntlet, it is about similar to the Handblade. And if you are using Handblade, it is easier to upgrade from your critical rate. It is the critical rate bounce build. So for the build start, the best S tier best start to have is max physical attacks, critical rate, precisions, power, and agility. And the start that is good to have, it is okay. It is like your mean physical attacks and bamboo cut bonus. And the graduation start for this build will be your precisions need to be 99%, critical rate 80%, affinity minimum 10%. That's okay. And for the graduation gear start, you need 12 slots of max physical attacks. This comes with 2 slots of each offensive and 1 slot in the defensive gear, and 9 slots of power. Power is very important, and 3 slots of agility to make it functional to your maximum from the martial art path bonus, and X slot of critical rate. So the critical rate is the most important for this build. then 3 slots of positions to reach the maximum cap for the positions. Then how to tunings for the offensive 4 pieces of offensive gear. The initial start always start with your max physical attack as your initial start to start tunings. So other start for the offensive gear can be max physical attack one more time, and agility, power, critical rate, or precisions. So for the defensive gear 4 piece, the initial start should be start with critical rate or power. Then other start for the defensive gear, you can get one more start of critical rate or power, and also max physical attacks, agility, and precisions. Then for the reattunements, for the offensive 4 piece of gear, it's mandatory to have physical penetration as always. Then for the defensive gear, it is used to buff this Gauntlet skill. If I translate to English, it is called Heaven's Incarnations skill damage bonus. So all the 4 pieces should be used to buff this main skill for your Gauntlets. And then for the dual set, the dual set if direct translates the offensive gear set. So there's 2 gear sets you can choose for this gear, either the Skybreaker or the Rain of Grace. The Skybreaker is focused on minimum physical attacks, so this is more recommended. And the Rain of Grace focus on the positions. And if you already have the position maxed out, so it's better to use the Skybreaker to boost the minimum physical attacks. Then for the Mystic skill, the mandatory Mystic skill will be your Foot of Tide, Soaring Spins, and Leaping Thought. So you are using this often, right? So that's all about the videos. Hope let's wait until July for the release of the Gauntlets. So there's still few weeks to go, so it's time to start preparing this build. So that's all, twins. So that's all about it. That's all the information to share. That's all, twins. Bye bye. See you next time.